Well, hello there, pharmacy peeps. It's Garry Moreland. You may know that I serve as chairman of the Legislative and Regulatory Commission for IPHA this year. And I'm here to give you a little update on where we are. Happy Legislative Week, by the way. This is Legislative Week when we try to get to all of our representatives and promote our legislation. And just to review what the committee is responsible for, it's reviewing the literally thousands and thousands of bills that are proposed each year in the legislature and the General Assembly, see which one affect pharmacy, and make sure that we're aware of how they affect pharmacy. We also then come up with bills that are important to the profession. Now, the first question you may have is, Garry, what the hell happened to you? Why do you look like that? Well, it's been a tough couple years. COVID has affected everything, and it's certainly affected our ability to do legislation. Perhaps you remember me more like this. This is what I looked like when we started the legislative process for the General Assembly just 2 short years ago. But the slog has been so difficult, it's turned me into, well, let's just say some people think I'm still looking for a DeLorean so I can fly back in time and do away with PBMs, and our industry would be better off. I tried that, it didn't work. So instead, I'm going with legislation that might have an impact on, especially on PBMs, and try to rein in some of the authority they have over our profession that decreases patient care and makes it hard for us to survive. So I'm referring specifically to a couple of bills that are in process right now. One is a resolution, actually Senate Resolution 792. It's a Senate resolution. It'll only need to be passed by the Senate. It's out of committee, and I urge you to get a hold of your senators to support this bill. Also, we have the newest iteration of Senate Bill 2008. That's our PBM reform bill. And I got to be honest with you, with the situation relating to PBMs, relating to COVID and the General Assembly this year, and our lack of ability to do face-to-face interaction, and the situation fiscally with the state, it became clear to the committee and to really all of pharmacy that there's not much chance of a massive bill being passed. So on PBM reform, we scaled back the parts that we thought would sink it, and we've got instead several items that we think can maybe get some traction in the legislature and maybe get a bill passed that would help on audit reform, that would establish the requirement for a cost of dispensing survey to be done, and also to make access important. So these are the kinds of things that your legislative and regulatory committee do. We meet almost every Monday night, sometimes twice a week if need be, and we review legislation. Garth does a great job along with our lobbyists to try to help make sure that any piece of legislation that negatively affects pharmacy gets addressed. Also to promote legislation that we know is necessary for the survival of healthy businesses, to prevent pharmacy deserts, and to keep things moving. But we need, as always, assistance of all the pharmacies and all the pharmacists and technicians around. So we work as a committee hard on your behalf, reviewing bills. Hey, by the way, the Pharmacy Practice Act's up for renewal, so this is one of the things that will be passed this year, or pharmacy won't be able to continue. So that bill's being worked on, and Garth does a great job, along with our lobbyists, of keeping track of all those and kind of winnow down and get us the pieces of legislation that he needs an opinion on, so that we can give the opinion of IPHA moving forward on some of these things. So just want you to know that the Legislative and Regulatory Committee and all of its members are working hard on your behalf. If you have any ideas, please reach out to me or the office, and we'll make sure that your ideas are heard and put forth. Again, a couple bills here on Legislative Week that we're working to try to promote. So get a hold of your senator, and get of your senator, and also your senator and representative as it relates to Senate Bill 2008. It's really simple. You simply get up, you walk over to your desk, you pick up the phone, and you call your senator or you call your representative. You should know them. They should be on a first name basis with you. The secretary should say, oh, it's the pharmacist calling again, because they really value input. And even though if you call often enough that they know your name, then you're going to have the ability to impact and influence the way that person thinks about when they think about pharmacy. So stay active. If you got a little extra money, you want to see the business of pharmacy moving forward and the legislative success, we're going to have to see a lot of input from you, and a little cash wouldn't hurt either. Pharmacy Advocacy Fund is always accepting your money to try to help advocate for our profession. A big year. You're going to hear from us later on this month and next month as we try to get something out of this legislative session. If you have questions, reach out to the office. Voter Voice is a great internet tool that allows you to get a hold of your representatives and let your voice be heard. There's never been a time more important, despite the challenges that are out there for all of us and for pharmacy. And if you'd like to see me get back to looking a little more normal, because this has taken a toll on me, just look. Then let's work together, and maybe the next time we come around, I'll be looking better, you'll be feeling better, and our patients will be doing better. Have a great rest of legislative week. Thanks a lot.